If it's local in London, you can call 864-7391.
Okay.
Or you can go to the website, which is cvadd.org.
Well, you're doing so much, and I'm very certain that this is a full-time work for you, you know, contacting people, getting people to the right sources, and, you know, just keeping things moving.
Yeah. Well, we get, you know, sometimes you get requests that you're like, oh, okay. What can I do for that person? And sometimes people call and we don't have the answer, but we do try to find out some kind of answer from somewhere. Everybody's getting cut.
Right.
Everybody's budget getting cut, including ours. You had asked what people could do. There's a couple things people can do for us. We can use volunteers all the time. At the centers, they can use them. The Ombudsman program is in need of what we call friendly visitors.
Right, friendly visitors.
Which go to the nursing homes and visit the people in the nursing homes, and we need some people for that. We've got some opportunity right now. We have a senior employment program for people that are 55 and older. And we've got a couple of openings. I know in Harlan is one, and you can just call us and find out about the other one. But we need to get those filled out. And what that program does is for people 55 and older that need some skills to get themselves out there and try to get a permanent job.
Yeah.
We bring them in, and the program pays them minimum wage, and they get skills that they can later market to get themselves a job out in the community. You
know, that's wonderful. And, you know, a lot of the elderly people might not have the communication skills that's needed, you know, for this time and the hour that we're living in. You know, everything's going computers and everything like that. And, you know, a lot of them's not been taught computers and things like that.
I'm technically challenged. But one of the other things I'll tell y'all that's real important when we talked about budget cutting, in the last few weeks, everybody's talked about the governor's budget. He has proposed a 6.4% decrease to the aging programs. And people have been calling from our region, and I so much appreciate it. We need it even more. And we've got a schedule for all the 15 areas, and our day is this Friday. And what we're wanting people to do is to call the legislative toll-free hotline and tell them where you're from, and that you are sending a message to the legislators in your region to not cut aging services. What we try to do when we get cuts is we don't want to cut anybody off the program because they're already receiving the service and they depend on it. What mainly happens is you can't put anybody on. And your waiting list just gets bigger and bigger.
Well, now, how do you handle it for, like, people with Alzheimer's and things like that?
Well, we do have some respite for Alzheimer's, and that's another program that can help with that is also the caregiver. And we always refer them to the Alzheimer's Association to get more information. And I was telling him earlier, we participate in the Walk to End Alzheimer's. We'll be in Corbin this September, and I'll be back with him to talk more about that. They did real good last year. They raised between $15,000 and $20,000, and that's very good for this region.
Very good.
Very good.
Well, you know, a lot of people, you know, might be like the family or the children, you know, just refuse to let mom or dad have to go to that nursing home, and they want to, you know, do their part to make sure they can stay home. So they can contact you, right?
Yes, because see, what a lot of caregivers forget is if you don't take care of yourself, you can wear yourself out.
Exactly.
And taking care of somebody with dementia is very, very hard. Very hard. We can't, you know, there's things under the caregiver sometimes that we can help with, our supplemental services. Sometimes we've gotten a lift chair, or we've gotten bars for the bathroom, or a ramp. I don't have a whole lot of money, but I do with it what I can and try to spread around as much as I can spread around.
Exactly. Well, you know, a lot of older people, you know, they've worked hard all their lives, and they deserve to be taken care of in their older age, you know. And this is such a benefit to families, to the community, to the neighborhoods in general, because there are so many people that could use this service, you know, like grandma or grandpa that just refuse to give up, you know.
And there's, like I mentioned earlier, the grandparents raising grandchildren, that's over 7% of the nation's kids are being raised by somebody else other than their parents for one reason or another.
That's the truth.
And the grandparents are just stepping up and doing what they think is right. Sometimes they're not in the best of health either. And so, but we help as much as we can with things for the kids, which it helps the grandparent.
Right.
You know, they're probably on a limited income.
Right.
And then they've brought in a child or 2 or 3.
And you know, most of the older people, they're drawing Medicaid, Medicare, things of that nature. So, you know, how does it work, like with payments or insurance or things like that?
Well, we've got one program, which is under the Home and Community-Based Waiver, and that's the only Medicaid program we work with.
Okay.
How we work with that is called consumer-directed option, where the older person or representative of that person, they hire somebody
Right.